Ridma Khan, you have been on this Australia Awards Fellowship program for the last 2 weeks. We're into our third week at the moment. And you are the youngest director ever in the Bangladesh Chamber Women Chamber of Commerce. So can you maybe just quickly, in a nutshell, tell me about some of the great stuff that you guys are doing in Bangladesh?
Great. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a great learning experience. And yes, I represent Bangladesh Women Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It is basically an organization which was the first organization which worked with women entrepreneurs in Bangladesh. We established in 2001, but as our founder president had to go through a lot of troubles to establish it because we were not getting any authorization or permission from the apex body to form a women chamber, solely on women chambers. But we did win a case, and then we actually became the first women chambers in Bangladesh. And we started with 24 members and in 2001, and now we have around 5,000 members all over the country. We basically work with women in all socioeconomic classes, so whether they are from the rural background or whether they are from elite classes. So we have a lot of entrepreneurs who are working as artisans, who are working as a designer. I personally work in the real estate. We have one woman who's exporting agriculture produce. So we have a wide diversity of members. We basically work in skill and capacity building exercises, leading to entrepreneurship qualities, leadership qualities, political leadership qualities. We have also been working with a lot of sponsors on corruption, which is a big concern for Bangladesh. So, we have also helped just draft the first ever gender budget, and our organization plays a very, very big role in that. Other than that, we have also been advocating with the government, and now we are a pretty strong voice. A couple of things that we have advocated for is getting a separate allocation for women entrepreneurs in the national budget. So for the last 2 years, from 2012, there is 12.5 billion Bangladeshi taka, which is allocated for women entrepreneurs only, so for our development.
That's an achievement.
That is. Another thing that we work on is access to finance, and that is another thing we have advocated, and now we have a collateral-free loan for women entrepreneurs for a specific amount, and at the lowest rate in the country, which is 10%.
That's fantastic. I mean, you have two hats on. On the one side, you're really an entrepreneurial leader because you're impacting on so many other women, but on the other side of it, you're also a successful entrepreneur in your own right. So, and you've met so many different women, Australian women entrepreneurs. You've met some Australian women, entrepreneurial leaders, and as well as male. And plus, we also visited 5 incubators or accelerators and startups. So there's so much information that came to you over the last 2 weeks and going into the third week. So if I ask you, what would be maybe 2 or 3 of the main lessons or things that you got from this program that you actually think you can take back with you?
I think one would be very personal, and then that's because I started very young. I actually, I haven't spoken about this before, but I would. I actually skipped a couple of grades, and so I started on as the youngest entrepreneur. And I was first a lecturer. When I was first a lecturer, I actually could see I was teaching business ethics, and I still do. And I could see how important it was to shape up young minds. And I then started off with my working as a director in a real estate company. And through it all, I think I never realized, because I was so much in a rush to do everything at the same time, to do my studies, to be an entrepreneur, to be working for the chamber as well, that I never really stopped to think about myself. And I think the first week was very important to me because it told me that I needed to be self-aware. I needed to take care of myself, to take care of others. And I think that is something that I'm taking back from Australia, because I think I have neglected myself in some ways in the
Yeah.
rush to get it all.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I'm taking back. Other
Yes.
than that, on a organizational perspective, I would say crowdfund it, which is something I haven't heard of.
Yeah.
That is one thing. Business angels and incubators who have been so inspiring. So I think that is something that our organization hasn't worked on.
Yeah.
So that would be something that would be very interested in doing so. Also, I believe that BWCCI has such a big brand.
Yes.
We work with so many women entrepreneurs. I think in Australia we could understand that other than just skill and capacity building, we should also move forward maybe on a crowdfund basis or a
Yes.
business angels basis, or maybe even as an incubator.
Yes.
So that's
yes.
something I'm taking back with me.
Okay, that's certainly strategies that we're going to work on this week. So
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Oh, I loved it, and I know I just wanted to thank you for the great opportunity. I'm going back as a much learned person.